checking the levels.
All right.
I was going to go on Facebook Live.
All right. So, hey everybody, this is Jay.
This is Tay.
This is Kay.
And this is Real Spit.
What's up?
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How's everyone doing in the room?
Man, we Gucci.
Good. We have some special guests on tonight.
Yes.
What's happening?
Introduce yourself.
Well, what it do, family? It's your boy Twiz, certified banger man.
What's going on? My name is Jamie Marine, also known as Jay Marine.
Welcome to Real Spit, guys.
Yes,
welcome.
Thank
you.
Definitely happy to have y'all. How y'all doing?
We're good, man. We just finished traveling around the Cleveland area over here, Erie and Cleveland, and just really happy to be here, man. Enjoy. Cleveland's pretty dope, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm grateful for the experience so far. We got to see a lot of water.
Yeah,
I'm from the sticks, so it's not a lot of water where I'm at.
What's been the funnest experience up here so far that you guys have had?
Well, we went to how you say it? Pasque Erie
State Park.
It's like
Somewhere different. I haven't been there.
Yeah. It's
I
definitely.
don't want to mispronounce it, but it's like a
Yeah, they probably checking us on the
they got
pronunciation right now.
and stuff like that. But it was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
I've never been on a sidewalk so close to the water where the water was actually
Right.
On the sidewalk.
And we actually took some video footage of a fish that must have been so close, flopped its way onto the land on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It was just there.
And the crazy thing about the fish is the eyes was like something ate the eyes or something. The eyes was gone. That thing
wow.
was
That's kinda
it's
So that was
crazy.
pretty interesting to just see something like that out of
Yeah.
nowhere. You don't expect to see a fish just sitting on the
Island
sidewalk.
fish just sitting
Yeah.
out there looking
Fat
at you.
fish
Right.
too. It's big. Like,
Yeah.
somebody would have wanted to catch that one. So. That was pretty cool though, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
I'm glad
awesome.
y'all enjoyed that.
Yeah. It's random.
We ain't really did anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not too much, but I have been here before, and I did experience.
Yeah, that's my first
Cedar
time.
Point.
To the point.
So that was pretty dope when I did come for that.
Yeah, my first time here, so I'm just taking it all in, you know. Like, man, this is dope. You know, one of my partners, he's from Cleveland. He stay in Georgia, biggest Cleveland fan, you know. And just being here, he was like, yeah, you got to hit up a Mr. Heroes, and you got to get a Polish boy.
Yeah.
He was talking about all that.
Like pizza.
Yeah, I love pizza.
Angela Meals.
Yes,
Angela Meals.
Also, if you can.
Yeah.
They're really good.
No doubt.
So what brings you guys to Cleveland?
Well, we're here because we're educators. We teach the youth positive messages through music, because there's a lot of music out there that just allows us to not do the right things and doesn't give us conscious right things to do. So we travel the world just educating students and utilize that music to teach their message through people, because we all listen to music. It's every day. You know, we work to it, we drive to it, sleep to it, you know, homework, whatever.
Sure.
And you know, it has more hold on us and our conscious mindset than we realize when it comes to music, and just try to do that. So
Awesome.
yeah.
That's real cool. Shoot, how did that even start up? Where this idea come from?
Right. So we're actually a part of an organization that allows us to be able to express ourselves with that, and it opened our eyes to the world around us. Like, if you listen to the radio all the time, like, there's songs on there now that, and I'm 32. I ain't about to sit here and act like I'm super old or anything like that. But me growing up, there's songs that probably wouldn't even see the daylight. It was always like a split. Like, if you want to hear those type of songs, you go to the club. That's what you hear in the club. On the radio, you'll hear, more clean songs. And if it is one of them songs that you might kind of hear, they clean it up. You won't really know what they really saying. You know what I mean? Now you have kids, saying all kinds of stuff. They don't even know what they saying, but they saying it like they've been in the trap holding it down. You know what I'm saying? And that's bothersome. I'm a father, and that really bothers me as well. That one of my kids came up to me asking what a stripper was. He's only 10. You know what I'm saying? What do you know? You know about a stripper at 10 years old. You know, you gotta be 18 to get in a strip club. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that really just was a eye opener, and I saw that as a way to kind of do more positive in the world than to initiate all the things that's going on and talk about drugs and all that stuff, man.
That's awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
So how long have you been with the organization, or how long have you been doing the education of the youth?
Yeah. You go ahead and answer that one.
So we both came into this last summer, right?
Yeah, last summer.
So it was introduced to us. Actually, I think it'll be unique for you to tell your story and how you came in. But for me, myself, and I, I'm an actor, entertainer, model, musician, singer, and that good stuff. And I was contacted through a fellow contact on social media, and she was basically like, "Man, I didn't know you sing." I was like, "Yeah, I do a little something. That's my background, but I don't put it out there like that to the world." But she was like, "Hey, well, I got a program where we're going to educate the youth on the power of words through music. So I would like to interview you and see what's going on. And if you'll be a good fit, I would love to have you on the team." So I was like, okay, this is a unique opportunity for me to come on board, learn from producers and different things like that, and sharpen my skills on that, as well as be able to give back to the youth. So it was a no-brainer for me, and that's how I got involved in it. How'd you get involved, bro?
Man, so I didn't realize, like, I've always was knowledgeable about the music industry and stuff like that. Like I'm a nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff, learning about the newest equipment, knowing about different techniques and stuff like that. Where they came to play was, I kind of took the leap of faith about 2 years ago to go full entrepreneur mode, and I ended up hitting like rock bottom for a second because it didn't really, pan out as much as I hope. It's a lot harder work than what you realize. A lot of times people glamorize the entrepreneur life, but it comes with a lot of sacrifices.
Absolutely.
And that's what they don't show. It's more than just that. And so I had hit rock bottom at that time, just because I didn't understand my seasons. Like, understand that certain seasons, you're gonna get a lot of money in certain seasons, and some seasons, hey, this is when things don't pop off as much.
Yeah.
So I got caught. It's a drought. You know what I'm saying? So I got caught in a drought. And I was just looking for anything to kind of, that was in my realm that I can, do, because that's what makes me happy. If I'm not doing some audio, video, music wise, I can't really give my all to it. So the same organization reached out to me. It's like, hey, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do this. We're looking for audio engineers, music producers, and stuff like that. I'm like, well, hey, that's what I do. And it ended up taking off. Like, we ended up, like he said, the first year was last year, and we ended up teaching different kids, just the power of that. And I didn't realize how well of a teacher I was until I was actually telling them about things that I've done and just the things that I've learned, and they grabbed so much to it. It's like they're like, man, tell me more. What kind of things can you do? Which also led to me starting my podcast called 5 Minutes of Twisdom. And that's basically a YouTube web series that just teaches people just some of the things that I've learned, like anywhere from, how to market your music, or, what to look for in the music industry, making sure your contracts are straight, just little things like that people may not know, that they don't teach you, that, you may learn the hard way on the way to pursue those things. And if I could stop somebody from going down a path or getting an unexperienced thing that I had to go through, I'm up for that.
Oh, good. I would say I would ask each of you, if you can answer, what would you say is the hardest lesson you had to learn early in your career, that you can kind of give off now to people?
I'll say, as a model, when I first got started, I was on MySpace. Everybody
MySpace.
Y'all want to know about MySpace? So MySpace. Back in those days, MySpace, they had like a little feature on it where it's like you could show off your top 10 friends, or top 15 or something like that.
Better not get cut off that list.
You get cut off the list, you got a problem with that. So they ended up expanding it to like 24. I don't know what it was, but I ended up being on MySpace, and then like different photos start spreading around, and then I started getting a little bit of exposure, and then someone contacted me and asked me to be a model for one of their calendars. And they reached out and everything sounded good. I was like, okay, yeah, let me see what y'all got going on, man. It makes sense. And then they brought me into the room where, you know, they do everything, and then they were showing me some of the other male models that they was gonna have on the calendar. And they said, these are the guys we got, but we want to put you on the cover. And I said, well, what's so special about me to be on the cover? Well, they said, well, we have to paint their abs, aka Photoshop.
Oh.
And you know, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll take it, you know, because I was actually a personal trainer as well, so I was well in shape and stuff like that, so I already had the physique, you know what I'm saying? So it was easy for them to say, let's put you on there. But that kind of was the shining light, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, man, they're interested in me.
Yeah.
And there's like, okay, so we want to sign you for this contract right here. Sign on the dotted line right here. This exclusive contract. Exclusive means, for those who don't know, that if you sign an exclusive contract, then you cannot do anything outside of that contract unless they give you permission to do so.
AKA Gotti.
AKA a year and a half, I was stuck.
Yeah.
And I didn't get no work.
Oh, wow.
And I got burnt from that. But I learned in the very beginning about contract business and learning how to deal with that. Facts. So that was a great lesson for me, but of course it did hurt.
Yeah.
But that was one of the things that I definitely learned from
definitely
early on.
I too got burnt off a contract, just basically not planning for the worst case scenario. So the thing about a lot of people with contracts, they always like, yeah, we're gonna lock you up with contracts for the good stuff, but what happens if things go sour? What happens? You know, how do I still get paid? How do I still, move on for this? Do you still get paid? You know what I'm saying? Like, how'd I go from there? And I didn't prepare for the worst case scenario, and I ended up losing a couple $1,000s off of that end. Yeah, really hurt. And you know, life will teach you, like, sometimes you'll get a slap on the wrist, and sometimes you get the, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, contracts are really, you got to read the fine print. So
that's what I was gonna say. Make sure you do your homework. You don't have to sign the contract right then and there. Usually, if there's somebody about their business, they're gonna tell you to take it home, look over it, make sure it makes sense. Get at me when you're ready. You know? So do your work.
Yep.
Well, do your research, guys. If you're listening,
no doubt
to that business, do your research.
Do your research, please.
Any contract you sign,
please.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, I have a question.
What's up?
Okay, so you guys deal with music. You're producers.
Yeah, and audio engineer.
So who would you say motivates you? Like, what do you have a mentor, or even like listen to your own like producers that's hot now that you like? Yeah, like I inspired to be that, or you know, I like their beats because like you haven't.
Right. So for me, more so, you know, growing up, I was, you know, idolized like the Pharrells, the Timberlands, and stuff like that.
All good people.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, they're goats. You know, they're everything that a producer would want. You got Grammys. You know, they never copied off anybody's sounds. They, you know, started their own sounds, and even though it may not have took off at first, they stuck with it, and now people are trying to recreate their sounds, or they ushered a new realm of how music sounds. Like they changed the whole industry. Like when Timberland came out, like with Aaliyah and Genuine and all them, like that was a whole new sound that the world has never heard. For real, he came. Oh yeah, Missy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He created Missy. I haven't heard nobody say his name in a minute.
Yeah,
Missy.
Yeah,
oh my God.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now that's you know what I'm saying. It's not more relevant now, but you know, you think about it now. Everybody kind of has a similar style because everybody's kind of biting off each other, trying to go off the trends. They came, you know what I'm saying? The trap music, you know, all of that. It kind of sounds the same, you know, and. When you look at those people, those producers, they changed the game. They stuck with their sounds, and regardless or not, if people were bubbling with it or not, they found artists and was like, look, we're gonna do this together. We're gonna change the world, and boom, there you go. So those two producers, I kind of model myself after because my sound doesn't really necessarily sound like more of the sounds that's today, but it's a unique sound, and you will never get it anywhere else.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yes, say that.
So what about like what type of sound do you like? Like, who's your favorite artist? I
would have to say, right now, I like Big Crit, man. Big Crit is dope. Like
Okay.
he's a producer too that does his own beats, but his style is different.
Yeah.
Mad different. What you got, bro?
So for me, I'm not a producer yet. I'm basically
He's producer in training.
yeah, I'm a producer in training. Like I said, I'm an actor. I'm a musician. I am a model and all those good things. So what I bring to the program that we have is the director part of it. So I'm able to help the kids and the students understand the whole process of learning what you're supposed to do when it comes to putting music together. Because what we do is not just music. We also create a music video to go with that music that we're doing for them. So it's overall it's the media that we're trying to show these kids how you can spread your message. So for me, my idol would be Jamie Foxx because he's more so somebody who does it all. Like,
he's
like what I do.
and everything.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I see Jamie Foxx, I see actor, I see musician, I see artist, I see a man of God, and I see somebody who actually loves to make people laugh. So that's somebody who I look up to as a mentor, as well as Denzel Washington and those kind of cats that have made the path for us. So that's where I'm at with it.
Okay, so I kind of want to tap into the whole acting thing a little bit.
Do that.
So what type of acting have you done?
So I've done a lot of romance, couple of comedies. I made my start with the TV show Single Ladies.
Okay.
Back in the day on VH1 with Lisa Ray and that whole cast, and it was a beautiful experience. It was my first ever part of acting at all. It was like, for me, I was able to experience several different aspects of acting. So I was a love interest. So my first time ever being on camera, I'm literally doing, I don't want to sound crazy, but
What grown people do.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'm somebody's love interest. So we got little sex scenes.
Yeah.
We got make out scene. We got a breakup scene. We got literally all this stuff that I've never even touched yet, as far as a talent. So for me to be introduced to the game that way, it was like, man, I couldn't have wrote this any better. I couldn't have asked for any better.
That's a great way to get in, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
I should have met you earlier.
hey. So for me, I've definitely I've done more romance these days. It's been more so like a love interest type thing. Some of the shows I've been on, Zoe Ever After, when Brandy had that show, it was on BET. I was on the show with Sanaa Lathan called Shots Fired.
Okay.
That was a quick 10-hour special that we had on Fox. It was, I'm not sure if y'all seen it, but it was about, we flipped the script because this was right after Trayvon and all those different kind of things happened. So we basically switched the script up, and we had a black cop who ended up shooting a white kid.
Okay.
And that was the Shots Fired piece that we did. One of the movies that I did was Let's Be Cops with Damon Wayans Jr. in it.
I know that one.
I
I had a little quick scene in that when I got a movie coming out, and we just actually was in the American Black Film Festival 2 weeks ago. Our movie premiered. It's called Love.com. That'll be out in all the different networks in November. So mainly love and romance, just because of the looks, I guess, you know what I mean. But if I had a choice, I would like to get in some action. I like to get out here in some action and throw some folks around. And
Right.
stuff.
I would say, just asking, what would you say is, what's been the toughest scene for you to do so far in all the shows that you've acted in, or movies you've acted in? What's the toughest scene for you?
Let me see. The toughest scene that I've done, I do musicals as well and stage plays. The toughest thing that I've had to do so far was a stage play, and it was the only reason why it was the toughest over everything else is because I had 3 weeks. They had the lead who was the main guy for it, and something happened, and they called me going into the second week of rehearsals, and it was like, okay, what you need me to do? I was like, we need you to learn 67 pages of lines.
Wow.
Mind you, I had a trip set up to go to Las Vegas from some other business that I had going on, where we teach people how to get the bag. Basically, that's another conversation. But that was already planned, so I had to let them know. I'm like, look, I got some money moves already set up. So if y'all want me to take on this role, I can do it. But I'm gonna be gone for like 4 days in the middle of y'all's main rehearsals. Is this going to be an issue? And I was like, long as you can show up and do you'll be all right. But I literally had like 7 days of physical rehearsals with them to learn like 67 pages of lines.
Wow.
We made it happen, and it was very challenging, but because I was able to do that, like, my confidence level of learning something has increased. For me, the hardest part is memorizing the lines. You know, you got hundreds of lines that you're looking at, you know, and it's different. It's a big difference between TV, film, and stage.
Yeah.
Stage, if you mess up,
It's there.
you better pick up quick. Otherwise, it's gonna be a nice little pause in the audience. Like, you gonna hear crickets.
Damn.
Like
You gonna hear people. It's okay, baby. Go ahead. You gonna hear all that good stuff because
It's okay,
they
baby.
know. You know what I'm saying? They're supported, but
Yeah.
man, it's challenging. It's challenging being out there on the stage, but it's very fulfilling knowing that you can complete the task, knowing that you can get out there and make people laugh and entertain people. Man, it's the best experience so far. But I have had the stage as the most challenging so far because it's literally the whole piece.
Yeah.
TV and film. Hey guys, you're gonna be here Monday through Thursday. These are the scenes you need to learn out of these 700 pages of script.
Okay.
So you get to learn a specific scene or two, and you can go about your day.
Yeah.
You got a whole script that you need to learn and perform when it comes to stage. So it's just a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah. I kind of want to ask you the same question. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I want to ask
I'm
you
not
the
an
same-
actor.
I know that. But like, as far as being an engineer, what has been the toughest thing for you?
Man, getting every female singer to sound like Beyonce. Listen, I can do miracles in the studio, but man, that is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, just really just to mixing it, like, you know, just working with certain artists, like, man, everybody just thinks they can sing, you know, and with technology, it makes it a little bit more realistic than you think, you know, but it's really just getting them to sound on key, you know, and some people, you try not to put two hats on. Like, if you come to me just to record, the producer in me just won't let me just be like, let you record something that's not good.
Yeah.
So I may put on my coach hat real quick, like, hey,
do this, baby.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Put your throat
That's it, bro. Go drink some water real
Drink
quick.
some
You know what I'm
water.
saying?
Need some lemon.
Clear your throat real quick. You know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get a cough drop or something, bro. You know? And but you know, other than that, that's probably the hardest part of actually being an engineer.
I actually think that what we have going on now is kind of challenging for you. Not necessarily that it's very challenging, but like, to give you a scenario, we might have a 5-minute song, 4-minute song, 3-minute, and we might have a class of 27 students.
Yeah,
We
big
have
class
one song to put 27 students on.
yeah.
Whoa.
And the thing about that is that they're all diverse. So you got black kids, white kids, Asian kids, some kids that may not even know about music. They listen to music, but making them to get them to stay on beat and getting them to do stuff like that. You know, they're kids. You know, everybody's not sounding like Kids Bop. You know what I'm saying?
So check this. The process is like we will have, say for instance, we have different beats that he might have made, different beats that the team collaboratively might have made, and then we'll basically put that in front of them, the students, and say, hey, we need you all to come together and decide on the song, the instrumental that you want to use. They then decide on that. Then we got to get them to come up with a topic. Then we got to help them write the verses and come up with, you know, what they want to actually express, because we only believe in spreading positive messages. So we keep it centered around a certain type of topic, but at the end of the day, that's the process. And then you have people who might be background of R&B. You got other people who might be background of pop. You got somebody who might be on that alternative stuff, and then it's like you got to put them on a trap beat,
right?
Because they chose a trap beat.
Right?
Yeah,
everybody chose a trap beat. Now it's like, okay, so now the lines that are I say lines because I'm an actor.
Yeah,
the lyrics and stuff that you have. Now we have to fix it a little bit to make it kind of sync with the beat. And so I'm pretty sure for you that's somewhat of a challenge because you got to put a whole. Usually you have maybe 3, maybe 4 people. If you have a group, you might have those different people that you have to work with to get them in sync. But over here we're dealing with a classroom of students who might not be focused at all on that. So I'm pretty sure it's a little challenging.
It is
for the producers.
The span, I'm sure, is very quick.
Oh man.
Okay,
yes.
From the song or whatever they're gonna do, then they're like, blah blah blah.
Yep.
Running around.
Fact.
But it's fun, man.
Sure.
The most gratifying thing about it, I will say, is just the kids that may think like, oh, I can't sing or I can't do nothing, and then you show them a good time, how fun it is to make music, and then they turn around and they're like, yo, that was cool, I didn't think it would be like that. I rather, and then you have those that are like there's on it, like, oh, I want to be a singer when I grow up and stuff, and you have those that are really passionate about it, and those are cool too. But the gratifying ones is the ones who may not like enjoy it or think they'll enjoy it.
They're kind of shy. It's like they don't like to perform. It's like, for instance, some people can have the choice to do their verse with everybody in there, and then some people like, I don't want anybody in here. I don't want nobody to interrupt my energy, anything like that. So it's pretty cool experience, man. I've been loving it for these 2 years so far.
That's awesome. Did you start out as an artist, or did you always?
I started out as an artist. Okay. Like I started writing raps. Yeah, I started writing raps. Poems first. Poems turned to raps, and then raps was dope. And then all of a sudden, I started, wanting to make beats. And I bought my first beat machine 9th grade. When I got to high school, and I was like, man, I need to do something to make some more beats. And it was a junior, and it's a funny story, really quick. It's a junior. He was in my 9th grade math class. He wasn't really smart in math, but he was like, yo, I got a beat machine you can have for $25. So at that time, I used to sell like the mixtape CDs back before it was like popping. And so, I sold a couple of mixtape CDs, and I bought the beat machine. I bought that, and back then, karaoke machines just came out, so they were pretty dope. But they were the ones with the tapes. So instead of getting the tapes, I took my grandma gospel tapes. Lord forgive me.
Oh God.
And if you do it, I'm sorry. God made a way. God made a way. God made a way. And if you know about it, back in the day, it's on top of the tapes. There's 2 little square holes up there. You take tissues, and you put the tissues in there, and you record over the tape. So when my grandma went to go listen to Shirley Caesar, she was hearing my beats on me from the beat machine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you can imagine how much trouble I got into with that. Well, I didn't get with it because you got to think at that time to do something like that, it was innovative. So she was mad, but she was like, I don't know how you did that, but she was kind of proud. It was like a mad proud. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm proud of you, but I want to whoop the rock. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I really started getting more serious, and then I went to school for it in Orlando, and it took off from there. Once I went professionally, started focusing on it full time. Just traveling. Bless you. I started traveling and just meeting different people who are in the industry, and I love it, man.
That's awesome. You seem very passionate about your craft, and you don't find that in too many people that's passionate about what they're doing. Yeah, and we definitely respect that.
I appreciate that.
But it brings me into a discussion on like, okay, so you guys. For one, it sounds amazing what you guys do, and that you even give back to the youth, because I know they take that and they probably like hold on to that, like, man, I can actually do something with this. I can go, like, I can actually make a song. I could be on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's possible.
It's possible. Like, you make them feel like, okay, shoot, I can do whatever I want to do. Yeah. Even if it's not this, I know I can do something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even have this experience also. Not to cut you off, I'm sorry. Oh, no, just even have the experience of, I did this. This is something I was a part of. It feels good.
Yeah, like they can carry that, and it can make them into a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. Like, but I was thinking more like too, what, like, so do you feel like, have you worked with artists that also have the uncuts and the, you know what I'm saying, when you were saying like clean music? And have you worked with like artists that, like, with the kids versus like professionals? Like, how is that experience? Like, how does that, what's the difference between that you guys see, that you have to, I guess, the level of hardship and like interest in?
Well, I've worked with several artists that may not have necessarily clean music, but that's what keeps them out of trouble. Right. You know what I'm saying? Them being in the studio keeps them off the streets.
Yeah. I know.
You know, and if that's a way that I can keep, you know, somebody from going to jail, because let's be real for a minute. Our community and the black people in the community, like, we don't really have a lot of things to look forward to. Definitely. And if I can be like a beacon to like channel that energy somewhere, because I know that helped me. You know, growing up. A lot of my friends, you know, they were out, you know, doing a lot of things, but, you know, I played like sports, so I played ball, like football and stuff, that I didn't have time to be in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have time to do all that extra stuff because my energy was focused on something like that. And once I was done with football, it was music. So that kept me away from that. And, you know, I met different artists that were young, the high schoolers and stuff, and I see that in them. I'm like, yo, you ain't got to hang with that crowd, you know, focus on your craft. And they're talented. And the worst thing you can see in a young student or a young kid or anything like that is that they have talent and it goes to waste. You know what I'm saying? You could have been so much, the potential is so great, but you don't get a chance to reach that because you chose to go in a direction that basically
friends might be going.
Exactly.
You might be following somebody. You know?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And
you're supposed to lead.
It sucks.
You're supposed to be a leader out here, man.
Exactly. It sucks. Like, we have a responsibility, if you have a platform, to use that platform to show other people that you can do good things with it, you know? Like, I appreciate this podcast because y'all could be doing anything else in the world and they'll ridicule the hell out of y'all. But y'all doing something positive with it. You know, y'all using y'all platform to promote stuff. And I know we kiki, we talk about stuff, you know, that's just life, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's real spit, you know what I'm saying? You could say the other word too, you know, real S word, but you know.
Shout out.
Are we open to speak how we want to speak?
I'll get this. No judgment.
Hey, what's up out there?
We here to talk.
Right.
We here to get to y'all, and y'all
this
gonna get to know us.
to get other people on, you know what I'm saying?
You know, we're family now. You know, the podcast.
No more shy shit.
Talk your shit.
Facts.
Yo, I just needed to clear that real quick. I just don't have no beef.
Oh, y'all got him cranked up, but that's the disclaimer right there.
Politically correct over there.
I'm pretty chill, y'all. Don't get it twisted. I'm pretty chill. I just like to talk a little shit sometimes.
We love that. We love that.
You see how they face lit up? Go ahead, talk your stuff, bro.
What's up? Somebody got something else for us?
I'm just saying. So, have you ever dealt, like, how do you, not even, okay, I don't want to keep it too interview, but more like a real discussion. So, have you ever dealt with somebody that has walked away and been like, you know, I ain't feeling this ain't where, you know, somebody that's probably got a whole nother life going on for themselves and they trying to change, but they stuck in their ways, you know? You know how that made you feel?
I've dealt with people like that. Like, to be honest with you, my brother's like that. My brother can't leave the streets alone. You know what I'm saying? He's in the streets. Like, that's all he know. Right. You know, is the streets. And no matter how much you may tell him or how much you may do certain things and take him to, he just go back to it. That's all he know. Right. And so it's hurtful to see somebody, you know, go through some stuff like that. And you know, just, you know, you kind of want better for them. But my grandpa always told me, he was like, hey, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't make him drink.
That's true.
That the drink is on you. You know, the mouth is on you. So what you absorb or whatever is on you. But you try to create outlets, you know, for those people who may be on the fence. And to be honest with you, if they struggle with that, it's kind of a good thing, because that means they now know the difference of what is right and what is wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, little war within yourself is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, and you just try to do things that can create, you know, opportunities for other people and stuff. That's another reason why I took this entrepreneurship journey, is because, you know, my kids, you know, I don't want them to ever go through what I went through. Like, look, if I can kind of save you 5-6 years on the BS that happens when you become an adult, like, I'm gonna do that. And if that means sacrificing my 5 or 6 years, you know what I'm saying? But if I know I can make an impact to somebody else's life, that's more important, because I get my blessings. You feel me? I'm gonna get my blessings regardless. But I'd rather see somebody else do something good. You know, I don't understand, like, some people get jealous of other people's success. Like, dude, be happy for them, because, you know, you don't know their backstory. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know where they came from. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that right there, you know, you encourage them, because, you know, they can uplift you. You don't know, they can reach back and lift you up where you at. You feel me?
Sure.
You definitely don't want to you never want to burn your bridges.
Never. You never know who somebody may be one day. You know, that's another reason why with these kids it's really important, because you don't know who they're going to become. You're controlling their future. You know, they could, that one day that they spend with us, or a couple days, depends on how long we're contracted for, could change their lives. That could be the most important thing that they get to experience in their life. They may go through hell at home, but you get to go to the camp and do something where you can express yourself. That may open up a new realm to what they can, the possibilities they could do.
And just to speak on the acting side of that, it's like, for instance, when you come into this game and you link up with, let me see how I can word it. So you have different areas of. Ask me your question one more time, because I want to make sure I keep it on topic. I don't want to go too off the wall with it.
Basically, it's just like, have you ever dealt with somebody that you worked with, but he or she is just like, nah.
Okay, so like, for instance, when I came in the game, I came in with a team, meaning there was 4 or 5 of us male models. We created somewhat of a movement, and I titled it called Get Addicted Movement, and the whole mission was to get females addicted to the way we were rocking. Basically, that was how it kind of started. But everybody had different ideas of what they wanted to do in life. My focus was always, I see an opening from this modeling thing. It can turn into a possibility to get connected to some casting people, some movie stars and some directors and etc. So I've always been focused on this, and I've had other guys who might look like supermodels and stuff like that who were right there and said, nah, bro, that ain't for me, man. I'd rather go out here in these streets and, you know what I'm saying, be able to come back with the bag. So it's crazy to know that somebody can be right there beside you and see the same opportunity, but yet say, nah, man, I'd rather do it this way because that ain't for me.
Yeah.
But what I can say about burning bridges, because that's what I was actually going to, I just wanted to make sure I answered that part first. Just speaking from my personal experience being in Atlanta, I started in 2012 as a professional actor. When I started, the people who were doing casting calls, the people who were saying, hey, clients, which would be Fox or BET or something like that, we have these talented people, take a look at them, and if we can bring them to the table, we'll take a percentage of it, and we'll basically be the people that cast your talent for this particular show. 5-6 years later, now these people run shows. You understand what I'm saying? So the people that you meet today might be the person that's opening the door and saying, thank you for coming. It's good to see you, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
But 5 years from there, they could be interning right up under the director or the Tyler Perrys or something like that, the Oprahs, and say, hey, I got a whole show I'm running, and I like the way you work. Let me bring you on in. So again, you don't want to burn bridges. You want to make sure that you keep a positive attitude towards everybody. Even if you get burnt, you always want to carry yourself in a professional manner. If I've been done wrong, you know, I could turn into a goon out here and, you know, act crazy. But what is that going to do for me besides cause more heat, more attention, unwanted attention, and put me in a negative situation? I'd rather just say, look, man, it don't got to be about that. I'm gonna shine, you gonna shine. We're gonna all grow and go into a positive light, and then eventually that person can look past whatever the issue might have been, because you cared yourself a certain matter where you can't hate on that.
Facts.
You can't do nothing but say, you know what, man,
I respect that.
You all right, man.
Yeah.
And then when you see that person in the long run, it's like, all right, man, let's work. Let's get this money. So don't burn bridges.
Right.
Keep your cool.
Yeah.
Understand that it's a way of exiting a situation on a level of respect.
Truth.
And
Stay humble.
Don't see that. Sorry, a lot of people don't get that message. They don't get the fact that even though somebody did you grimy,
Facts.
you can't turn up on them. You can't.
You can.
I mean, you can, but in like a nice, nasty way. Like, don't do it where
Just
you
don't
just like
expect nothing
y'all
positive from
fighting and stuff, because you never know.
I think it's kind of a pride thing where people. I mean, if you come at me, I'm gonna come back at you just because.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like I was played or I'm soft.
Yeah. You got something to prove.
Yep.
Right.
You know,
You're right.
You got something to prove.
But sometimes you do gotta walk away, because sometimes it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's really
not worth the
worth
energy.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
even.
for what?
Protect your energy, people. If I can say one
yes.
thing,
Yeah.
if somebody is around you and they're bringing negative vibes into your life, man, you have to be the responsible person to say, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
And know how to just say, you know what, I'm gonna let you live the life that you need to live
Facts.
over here. Because what I got going on is obviously something that's not in sync with what you got going on. So let me do what I need to do for me. And hopefully in a few months or years or however long it takes for us to cross paths again or whatever.
Even if it does, you know,
If
it may not say it's not meant to be back again.
We'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
You gotta protect your peace. You gotta
Please
protect your energy. I definitely.
It's valuable,
understand
bruh. It's valuable.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's, oh my god.
Sound like you just thought
Oh
about
my
something.
mind.
You
No, it's just
representing.
like, just this conversation is wow.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand, people get off by seeing you down.
Facts.
Oh yes, misery loves company.
It's crazy. Like, we all know on social media, for instance, on Instagram, you say something about, a twerk video or something crazy, or something about somebody just got beat up or somebody just got embarrassed or something like that, you're gonna get more likes and more views and stuff like that. But if you say, hey, you should be great, something simple like that, you might get a few likes, but
Ain't nobody
trying to
really,
hear that.
ain't nobody really
Ain't
thinking
nobody
about
checking
it.
for greatness.
It's because it's not entertaining, bro.
It's not entertaining.
It's not entertaining.
So, it's very
And that's
challenging.
sad.
It's not the juice.
Social media stuff. You gotta understand. Again, if you have a message that you want to put out, put your message out.
Just put it
Yeah.
out
Regardless
It's
of
gonna
what
touch
people
somebody.
gonna say,
Yeah.
regardless of what you are responsible
Somebody
to
need
do
to
what
hear
you're
that
here to do.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody need to
Sometimes
hear
I start that as one of my posts. Somebody need to hear this, but
Yeah,
I don't know who it is that needs to hear this.
I don't know.
This
Right.
actually is for me.
Yeah.
I'm just expressing it to everybody
I
else
just
because
started to know I'm going through it too.
Hey.
You ain't alone.
Somebody relate.
Say it for the people in the
Yeah, bro, I
back.
thank you for sharing.
I appreciate
it.
you ain't gonna get the thanks for it, but hey, you put it out there. That's
Spotlight
the
on
energy.
you, honey.
Right.
Facts.
Put you guys on the spot. Give me one.
Exactly.
Give me one
Should
of
if you
them.
feeling
I don't know who need to hear this.
sign on.
Give you one.
Give you one.
Yep, I don't know who need to hear this,
You
but
want-
I'm gonna put an X sign
Listen,
on.
I don't know,
listen.
bro. You like you taking on the church right now.
I ain't trying to take you to church. I ain't a deacon or nothing like that. I am a drummer though. For the church, my newly Baptist anyway.
shout out.
Represent.
Put that
I had
blessing
to throw him out there
for
real quick.
Oh, they go pass collector
But,
plate for you, brother.
Listen, man, you have people around you, right? That claim they care about you, and you know.
Well,
Well, listen, if you care about somebody, I don't think that I don't think that it should be possible for you to cause pain to them. If
True.
you really care about somebody,
sure.
people throw this word around called love,
Yeah.
as if it really exists to them, but you can't love somebody but then wish them the worst situations, or say I hate you.
Yeah.
How can you say hate and love in the same sentence? So for me, I've put out messages to my people, like, at the end of the day, if you feel a negative energy when you come into, like, for instance, if you get a phone call from somebody, you say, dang, I don't want to talk to that person. That's on you to cut that negative energy out of your life.
yeah,
If it's still there and it's something that you know is not producing positive results for you, then why are you dealing with it? We got to be responsible for our own shit.
Yes,
at the end of the day,
get it out, say it.
See, we need to say that word right
there. That's just what I had from it. You know,
that's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
I love that.
Why did you just drop a key like that?
Hey.
Right. Because you asked for it. Only because you asked.
If you don't need it, drop it.
Please.
Just drop it.
Please. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go to sleep thinking about that tonight.
Right. Go to sleep.
But how hard is it though
to cut them off?
It's as hard as you make it. Off that you've been dealing with for, and this don't have to be somebody like a boyfriend girlfriend situation. This could be a friend. This could be a family member.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This could be a mentor. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody that's literally holding you down. And making it seem like they're trying to bring you up, but it's just a certain kind of energy that just keeps you in a negative space.
Yeah,
you got to say, listen, man, look. For some reason, I'm not vibing like I usually do. I'm not feeling the way I should feel. Let me check out my surroundings. Okay, my people over here cool. My people, okay, but right here, it's something going on right here. Let me sit this person down or these people down, and let me let them know where I'm at. Give them the opportunity. If you actually care about seeing if somebody can change, if you really want to work a situation out, give somebody the opportunity to change. You have to be open to have a conversation with people. If you're not going to talk to somebody about, well, I don't like this, or I'm not cool with this, or I would love it if you would come at me this way versus that way. Some people don't have the right training. Some people wasn't raised by somebody who understood how to have a conversation with somebody without putting them down.
True.
So you got to understand that everybody don't look at stuff the same way you do. You might look at something different. Like this whole situation we got going on right now. You might be grateful for it right now, and I could just be like, okay, well I'm here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but I'm just here. But you might really be like, yo, man, I'm on a podcast with DMST. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, bro. Like, you could be. Everybody has different ways of viewing things, so we as people have to be open. You don't have to, but if you want to be good people, you have to be open to allow people to make the necessary changes to be in your life if they're open to those changes. And if they're not, you can give them a very clear choice, help them make the decision and say, look, this is where I'm at. You X, you got a 2X now. Once you hit 3,
it's over.
It's out.
Infinitely done. You understand? Don't get to 3. I can deal with 1 and 2 but you hit 3, I'm gone. And you have to be able to say, I'm accountable to the shit I say. If I say I'm gonna be gone at 3, I'm going at 3. Because if 3 comes and if you still there for 4 and 5, but I don't believe shit you say. You just talking shit. So I'm gonna come back at the same shit. I'm gonna beat that shit down until you say, okay, I had enough. But then you show back up. Hey, are you okay? Nah, man. Be accountable.
Facts.
That was some real shit.
Please speak to my soul. Like, okay, you just go pull my card like that. Okay,
I'm sorry. That was my card too.
That was.
No, that's real.
That was real.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I think we've all been there where we just had negative energy around us, and we know pretty much who it's coming from, but it's like, dang, I kind of don't.
Sometimes you be in denial.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to say that.
Yeah.
But is it easy to do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy to say, man, fuck you. I don't care about you. But then the phone rings.
You care, but it's just like,
oh, hey, what's up?
I was waiting for your call.
You know, I was just playing when I said fuck you.
I just feel like once it's a cycle, man, I feel like that's already the negative. Like once you realize the cycle,
that's already
bad. I can't deal with that. Yeah. If I see it's a pattern, I'm good, bro. I'm straight.
Sometimes that comes with time and practice. Just like cutting people out and just like, you know what, I'm not gonna let you disrupt my energy. I'm just, you know, when you're young, you kind of like, it's cool, it's fun, it's fine. But when you get older, you just like, I'm tired.
And I do want to express this now. It's a way of going about cutting people off, as you called it, or letting people go, or getting some space between their energy. if you're negative towards a person, and this person is actually on some other shit, you might have somebody to know on some other stuff. So you want to, you don't want to necessarily say, "Fuck you, you ain't shit." And you don't want to necessarily be negative towards the person when you're making that exit or whatever it is that you're doing. You just want to make sure you let them know where you're at, so they can try their best to understand it. Hey man, listen, look, it's just not like my energy is messed up. I haven't been focused for the last whatever, and it's really got me in a space that I can't be productive. So what I have to do to protect my brand, my image, my life, I have to get back focused on what's going to make me a better person.
Facts.
Right now you have me in a negative space, and I'm not saying it's you, it could be me, but right now it's just something that's going on right here that I'm not able to deal with. So if you can understand me right now, please hear me tell you that right now I have to make this space between us for myself. It's not nothing to do with you. I'm just not where I need to be. And if you do that, then that at least puts that person at ease, and instead of them hearing, "Fuck you, you ain't shit, you the reason that I'm down," and like if you doing this, then they gonna come back at you with this. There's gonna be this, and then it's gonna be all some elbows and all this other stuff, and then somebody gonna be in the system, which is what we don't want at all from none of us.
Facts.
So we just got to get it together, man. Be better at communication, man. It's very simple.
I agree.
Right. You definitely right
about that.
You definitely right. So like, I don't know.
Do you guys have? We're gonna wrap it up, and we had so much fun having you guys on the podcast.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much for even coming on to Real Spit
We
Podcast. We
appreciate you. Cleveland appreciate you.
I
You know
appreciate
what I'm
that.
saying? Please come
Thank you.
again.
Please
Oh, no
come
doubt.
back
Please.
and visit us.
We
Maybe
definitely
we can
will.
link up and go to the
Browns game.
Listen. We ain't been out on the town yet here. We was here on business, so y'all gonna have to show us the city next
Show you
time.
where the
Oh,
party at.
definitely.
Thanks.
Listen,
I'm
we
gonna
was
hold
over.
to it.
We was
That
over.
rhetorical. That's definitely.
Where was we at?
We was at Brown Stadium. We
I'm
went.
talking about where we stay at over there by is that Erie?
Yeah, we was by Erie.
We was by Erie.
We was by
We
Erie.
went to the gas station. We seen 3 black people.
Limited supply out there.
We got little. We like, oh shit! It's somebody else. They looked at us the same way. They're like, "Hey, bro, what's up?"
Yeah.
I said, "What y'all doing here?" You know what they asked?
Right.
You know what they asked? Hey, bro, where the trees at? I said, hey. I don't know. I ain't from here. I'm from Atlanta. But again, like it was refreshing to see some of my people out
Yeah,
here.
in Erie, it's not a lot of black people.
Yeah.
Not at all.
It's not.
So in saying that,
It was dropping
again,
chocolate
we didn't get a
everywhere.
chance to experience the nightlife here or the scenery or anything like that because we were here on business, So we understand that we wasn't really gonna have a lot of time like that. But when we do come back,
Yes,
we expect y'all to put us
going
on.
out. What?
Right.
Definitely hit yellow. I'm
But
like, yo.
I did see that y'all went to the Rock Hall. Did you enjoy?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
we did. We
Yeah.
did.
Pretty dope.
I actually did for a second, but then I kind of got yelled at by security.
Oh no!
So when you go to
What did you do?
Right.
when you go to places that you've never been before, you try to take advantage of these cell phones and the capabilities
Try
that
to
they
take
have
pics,
to
man.
record videos and take pictures and things like that. So they have stuff marked off that says
Oh yeah, some places
Yeah.
you
stay
can't
away.
take a picture at.
Yeah.
don't do this and stuff like that, and I
was
kind of
hard-headed
just
with
didn't
it.
see none of that
Yeah.
stuff.
It was kind of one of those things. Hey, bro, you got like 10 seconds.
I'm gonna blame it on him.
That's literally what I just told her.
Be the lookout.
Because
It wasn't no lookout. It was like, look, you got 10 seconds, bro.
Because what we do is, we just walking around, we looking at different stuff, so we taking little pictures and stuff like tourists do,
Yeah.
We're like, hey man, this is pretty nice. Sit over there, man. You want to sit on? Because we was about to
He was on the stage.
Long Live Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
So they got that little sign out there. So he sat in on the G and the
On the G?
long little stuff like that. So
You go
we
Mr.
get different little shots just so we can be like, yeah, man, we was here.
Yeah.
So we seen the stage.
I already know it.
I don't know what it said on the stage, but it was the stage. It wasn't nobody over there. So I'm like, yeah, man, I can get up here and get a shot real quick.
See,
Instantly, I sat
10
on there
seconds,
for
bro.
2 seconds. Security comes out. Hey! Get your ass off of there, bro.
That's how you know it's love, man. He don't know who got that pick, though. I ain't even get a chance to get that pick. You feel me?
I did get the pick, though. I got the pick.
Make sure you tag my credits in there.
Right.
I got you. But yeah, so we need y'all to put us up.
Yeah. If you go take them pictures again, you got to go at night.
At night?
You got to go at night because Tower City light up at night.
Oh, it's lit.
It's lit.
It's a situation?
Okay.
We need to see it. We definitely
all we can tell you is West 6 if you're going to go downtown West 6.
I think I saw that on my Google Maps, West 6.
Yep.
West 6 be
it smiled at me. So
that's the perfect place to start.
Okay.
Word.
You need a bar to go to, somewhere to just dance at. There you go.
But what if you can't dance?
You don't even have to go to the club.
I can't dance.
The street is jumping.
I make the music. You know what I'm saying? You know, I produce it.
I just
let other people dance to my music. Yeah, you know, that's not for me. It's not for me.
You could do a little jig,
you know,
a little.
It depends on how much I'm drinking that night.
Yeah,
you know? I might get out there. You know, throw
move around a little.
Yeah, you
definitely gotta go get a Polish boy. Have you got one?
I haven't got one yet.
Man, before you go to Kim's.
Well,
yes.
Go to Kim's on St. Clair.
We're leaving.
Like in a few hours,
4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, in a few hours. Like literally, we about to go back to the telly and probably take like I don't even know if I'm going to sleep. I might just go take a quick nap.
You need to go to sleep, especially since you're about to travel.
Man, we sleep on the plane.
You going on the plane?
Yeah, we sleep on the plane.
There you go. Stay up.
Yeah, no, we sleep on the plane.
Stay up. You know.
Well, he actually ain't gonna be able to sleep because he got some work to do. But
I do. I gotta
get some rest. Yeah, right.
I can get some rest. I'm good. I'm Gucci.
All right. Yeah. Can you guys shout out your social media?
No doubt, man. You can follow me on Twitter at Twizzleman56. That's TWIZZLE man 56. Also, you can subscribe on YouTube, Certified Banger 100 TV. That's Certified Banger BANGA 100 TV. Holla at your boy.
I just got a question on that, man. What 5-6 stand for? I'm sure they want to know.
So, long story short, you know, that was my number I've been rocking with playing football for the longest time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
just wanted to know because I ain't know myself. You know?
You good.
Learn something. Hey, you were born in 56.
Hey, nah, that's where the 5-6 come from.
Understood. All right. So my name is Jay Marine. That's the brand. You can find me on Instagram.
How you spell that, man?
Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or any social media, basically, and it's spelled.
There you go.
JMOREEN. That's Jay Marine, but my actual handle is I am Jay Marine. That's IAMJMOREEN. That's on all social media.
Okay. My boy a fool with it too, man. So like y'all gonna be entertained if you follow me.
Yeah, it ain't necessarily a fool. We got a little something.
So modest, so modest.
Appreciate the shout out there.
Shout out.
Shout out, right?
Look at them. We love this. Okay, so my Instagram is JEH Billionaire, J Billionaire.
Oh,
follow me on Instagram. I mean, I'm trying to manifest. I'm just trying to manifest. I'm manifesting.
Are they closed?
You gotta speak that thing into existence.
I keep forgetting it's a regular day.
Yeah,
this ain't a Saturday or not.
It's a regular day.
Too hype on St. Clair right now. You know what I'm saying?
What?
They gotta close.
Man. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at that. And please follow the Real Spit Podcast on Instagram at _ Real Spit Pod. And on Twitter, I tweet crazy shit. Real Spit Pod #1 on Twitter.
Let's get it.
And like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Real Spit Pod.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right,
follow me on Instagram, Tay Marie, TAEMARI, 3 E's, 4 underscores. Right now. Yeah, get to it.
Well, you gotta think about your own.
Get to it.
You said 3 E's. Why you got 3 E's?
3 E's? What's that? What's up with the 3 E's?
Somebody
I done made a lot of Tay Marie.
Oh, okay.
just want to be a nosy.
I had a lot going on.
Probably had a typo like we fucking. We just gonna leave it.
You lost the password. A lot of people, Marie is a common middle name.
Hey,
true.
Hey, you lost the password, didn't you?
3.
I know. I've done that before too. It happened.
No.
I be knowing my password.
Let's change it up.
One or the other.
And then for me, you'll find it on Instagram and Twitter. Who else but _K? That's it right there.
That's it.
Hey. I'm gonna look you up.
Hey.
Yes. Okay. So I am Jay.
I'm Tay.
Okay.
And this has been Real Spit. Thank you so much for tuning in, and
Love
thank you
guys.
Thank you so
much.
much.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
on
you
the
for having
podcast.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you to our wonderful, beautiful engineer, Devin.
Hey, shouts out to the engineer. It ain't possible without the engineer.
Shout out to
man.
them.
It ain't possible.
Boys.
Don't sleep on the people behind the scenes,
Don't
yo.
sleep. Don't sleep.
We
The
in
people
that
behind the scenes is
DST.
what run this thing. Right?
DST.
Gotta
We
get
in
in
that
there.
DST.
Straight
You
up.
know, DMST Boys. They got a new show coming out on YouTube
On Sunday, look them up.
Uh-oh.
live from the
You heard?
Yes.
It's
You
coming
heard?
out soon. Stay tuned for that. It is
Coming out because I'm about to be in here
hilarious.
for
Literally the funniest thing I've
Edit
ever
this stuff.
seen.
Oh, that's
No
coming
matter
out.
what.
Yeah.
No matter
They
what,
always
it's
get a
coming.
shout out.
He's accountable with that. Believe that.
Shout out to the
Point out.
squad, and
Point
we
out.
love you guys. Have a great night, and we are out.
We are out.
Deuces.
Peace.
Yeah.